right, good morning, Idea Montopolis College Prep. This is Mr. Gatto with your morning announcements. Today is a wonderful Wednesday. It is October 7th, and today is an A Day. Please join me for today's pledges. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now please remain standing for a moment of silence. All right, moving on to our birthdays today. Happy birthday to the following students: Joe Angel Garza in 6th grade and Allison Rios in 10th grade. Happy birthday, y'all. We hope y'all have a very special day filled with love, kindness, learning, and just all around general awesomeness. So happy birthday again to Joe and Allison. All right, moving on to our Hispanic Heritage highlight of the day. And today's highlight is Jovita Idar. And Jovita Idar was an educator. She was a social critic. She was a journalist. She wore many hats. And what made her very important was her ability to use her education and her knowledge for the betterment of others. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at our Latina spotlight of the day, Jovita Idar. All right, so as we were saying, Jovita Idar was a teacher, journalist, political activist, and a civil rights worker. And her story originates and centers around Laredo, Texas. And it was there where she was educated and she received her teaching certificate in 1903 from the Holding Institute there in Laredo. And aside from teaching public school there in Laredo, mostly to immigrant Mexican children, she also championed the causes of Mexican immigrants and that of Mexican Americans as well, ranging from education issues to civil rights issues, and many things regarding, equality and fair treatment, both in the workplace and in society. Aside from that, she was also the first president of the League of Mexican Women, also known as, or in Spanish, La Liga Femenil Mexicanista. And their mission, I'm quoting here directly, was to unify the Mexican intellectuals of Texas around the issues of protection of civil rights, bilingual education, both English and Spanish, the lynching of Mexicans, labor organizing, and women's concerns. Now, what really brought Miss Idar to the spotlight, other than the work she was doing locally in Laredo and the surrounding area, was an event that happened in the early 19 teens. After criticizing President Woodrow Wilson and the U.S. military, the Texas Rangers attempted to destroy her newspaper press, known as El Progreso. She stood outside of the newspaper and she stood her ground up to this, a number of Texas Rangers who were there to shut her down and destroy her printing presses. She stood her ground, everything went well, and they backed off. They retreated because, a crowd was forming. It wasn't going to look good. Miss Idar was a pillar there in the city of Laredo. So the Texas Rangers backed down, but unfortunately they returned shortly thereafter when she wasn't there and destroyed everything. From that point, Miss Idar went to San Antonio, and that's where she lived out the rest of her life. She continued her work as a political activist, a journalist, and a civil rights worker. And for that, we remember Miss Idar today in our Hispanic highlight of the day. So with that, we move on. All right, so our meals update. Again, we can pause if need be. Nothing much has changed. One thing that is new, though, and I will go through this for today, we do have our art kit pickup. So art kit pickup is happening Thursday from 10:30 to 5 p.m. And there's two options for doing this, right? So the first option, you go through the C and Peel meal pickup line anytime between 10:30 and 12:30, like what I just announced, to pick up your kit from Mrs. Schmader. Option two, you see Miss Parra outside the band hall exit near the flagpole anytime between 12:45 and 5 p.m. Again, so those are our two options. We want to take a better look at that. Go ahead and pause. All right, bus routes. And again, our contact person there is Miss Reed. Here are our routes in and around the city. Same thing here. Schedule for 6th and 7th grade, pause if need be. 8th grade schedule there as well. High school schedule there as well. Grades for quarter one. Again, grades are due today. And again, like what I've been saying, like everybody's been telling you, your grades count towards your GPA for college applications. This is a huge deal. Again, if you're failing or you have grades that are below your potential, again, if you are failing, they are below your potential. Those are some options you can do. Again, some big lessons for going into quarter two. We need to advocate for ourselves, right? We don't want to go to our teacher, with seconds left on the clock to see what we can do. Please start advocating for yourselves immediately as we go into the next quarter. You can even start today. All right, so attendance is important as well. Can't get credit if you miss too many days. Again, this is Texas law. 90% of the time you have to be here with us. You can't miss more than 18 days. Our Montopolis High School esports team, we can read some more about that. We need to pause. Contact person there is going to be Mr. Ruiz. All right, students on campus, some reminders. Again, masks have to be worn at all times, with breakfast and lunch being the only exceptions. Maintain 6 feet of social distancing at all times. This includes recess as well, where you have to keep your masks on. Please remember to grab a pass to go to the restroom, and remember that this is new to everyone, your teachers, your administrators, everyone, your parents. So please have some grace, please have some patience, please have some kindness. And above all, everything that we do for you and on your behalf, it's because safety is the most important thing to us. All right, so a new slide for today from Miss Williams, our social worker. And this is our Bulldogs Against Bullying Month slide. So we've got some different forms of bullying here: verbal, physical, cyberbullying, emotional, psychological. And, as we know, bullying does have lasting negative effects. That being said, let's use some empathy here. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of others. Think of how you would want to be treated, or your siblings and your friends, and treat others with that same kindness, compassion, and acceptance that we want for ourselves, our friends, and our loved ones. When given the choice to be kind, be kind. It costs nothing, and it'll take you very, very far. Again, not only socially, but professionally as well. And that, for y'all, that means in school with us, right? So again, be kind, be kind. It's not that hard, and it'll take you very, very far. Accept other people's differences, y'all. We're not going to be the same, and that's okay. That's what makes our school, that's what makes Austin, that's what makes our country a very beautiful place, is that we all have different mindsets, we all have different beliefs, we all have different everything, and that's okay. That's okay. Above all, Montopolis is a safe place for all students, parents, and staff. That's a culture we're trying to build, and we can only do that with everybody's cooperation, and with a sense of empathy and acceptance. Again, if you or someone you know is being bullied, tell an adult, speak up. I've been saying this all week in terms of grades, but I mean this here as well. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to tell a teacher, you have to tell Miss Williams, you have to tell an administrator, you got to tell an adult, speak up, all right? Speak up. It's a survival skill, not only academically, but physically and psychologically as well. You got to speak up, you got to advocate for yourself. Again, like Miss Idar did, like many of these individuals we've been trying to highlight for you these last few weeks, you have to stick up for yourself. All right. Dismissal, nothing much has changed there. We can pause there if need be. Again, proper mask use. The top is what we want to see. The bottom is not what we want to see. Again, I want to make special note here on the nose. The nose does have to be covered at all times. Right here, this is not what we want to see. All right, questions. There's the number. Text us there during normal school hours. Follow us on Facebook. We do have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on these videos or share them with your family. Bulldogs are determined, optimistic, generous, and strong. And remember, if no one tells you this today, remember that we love you, we believe in you, and we always will. Again, you have to advocate for yourselves, everybody, academically and socially as well. All right, stick up for yourself. We know you want to do well. We know you want to be successful. And we know it's not easy sometimes to speak up for yourself, but you have to. And I want to note that a number of y'all started to do this. Keep doing it. All right, keep advocating for yourselves. All right, y'all. With that said, it's time for Move This World. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great day.